Hey guys, this is Coach Brian, and we are going to watch Virginia versus Auburn from the 2019 Final Four. It's a really good game, two really good defensive teams that execute well, and they're in the Final Four, so you know they're really good teams, good coaches, good players, all that stuff. So let's start watching. So at this point, you should already know that defense wins championships. So teams that can get stops, it makes it a lot easier to go and score. And in a tough battle against a team that's in the Final Four, you're definitely going to need to get stops. So this is an interesting situation. So because of this screen, so you have a screen by the big guy from Auburn. So that screen forces this guy to stay and help just a little bit, just in case they have to switch as he comes off the screen. So, or just help on the screen. But because it forces him to stay here, what ends up happening is when he comes back to set this ball screen, you got a big job. And so because on this ball screen, the goal is to get our big all the way out here so we can hedge. So ball screen right there, he should be hedging right there. But he's late because of the fact that he stayed to help on the initial screen right here. So it's a good action. And to start the game off, they're going to do something very deliberate. So this is something that they did deliberately to try to get this guy downhill. And again, the goal, anytime you get a guy downhill, if I can get him into this gap, what ends up happening is he has to help, and then we get a shooter with a wide open shot. He'd probably end up sliding towards the corner. So I like the play. Big guy stays to help. I like how when, as soon as he went to help, you can kind of see that the guy on the weak side over here is not just guarding his guy. He's actually alert and aware. He knows that there's a possibility that he may have to shoot up here to try to guard him, and then they'd probably just rotate out of that. So what that would most likely look like, if this pass goes here, he would rotate there, he would rotate up immediately, and then he's going to rotate out. And so you see this X right here, be considered Xing out. So happens quite a bit in basketball, but it takes a lot of communication and kind of a lot of instinct to just kind of know your teammates. So he was able to get back to his man. I like number 25. He sets good screens, he plays hard, he rebounds. I even saw him shoot a three. All right, so in this situation, you get to see exactly what they're trying to do, which changes everything. So if this screen is set and he does what he wants, which is to get out here and hedge, it puts a lot of pressure on this guard. So he's out here, he's hedging, and because he's hedging, when he hedges that means that the guy that set the screen is going to roll, and so somebody's got to help. So basically, essentially, they're in a double team situation just for a second, but really good passers can get that pass out in that second. And if he catches this pass in the middle of your defense, let's say he catches it right here, we got 4 guys below the free throw line on offense, only 3 guys on defense. Pretty simple to score at that point. You just read, if you're open, you shoot it, or whoever's open, you just make the pass and they get an open shot. So that'll kill you. So that means I would probably have him rotate up and let his man stay in the corner there. Or if he cannot turn the corner here, I can have him step up. But either way, somebody's got to communicate, and somebody's got to take this roller so he doesn't catch the ball. When he catches it, you're already in trouble. Really good defense. First play of the game, they get a shot clock violation. You couldn't ask for anything better. You could not ask for anything better on defense to get a shot clock violation. That would give me a lot of confidence going into the game. This is one thing I like about Auburn. You see how he's up. He's up. He's not sitting back. He's all the way up, ready to defend. That I wish you could see his eyes. I'm sure he's locked in, focused on him and his waist, not the ball. Focused on his waist, making sure he doesn't beat him, making sure he's, just putting pressure on him. And over the course of the entire game, that wears a guy down. So he's jabbing at him. It's good defense. I would hate to have to guard the guards for Virginia. All right, watch this action. So this is what's called going footsteps around the screen. So we have a screener. He's going to set a screen right here. We have a shooter. He's going to come off the screen tight. He knows what he's doing. So he's going to come off really tight, looking to score. The defender, he has the option to either go inside, but if he goes inside, we're going to end up having a flare. So the shooter would end up going here, and as he saw the guy was going inside, he'd end up popping to the corner. Nobody can get there. So I'd recommend chasing him around the screen, but you can't chase him just any type of way. So in this situation, he gets hit with the screen. You do not have to get hit with the screen. That's where footsteps comes in. So when you want to go footsteps around the screen, what you want to do is you want to jump to the outside shoulder of the guy that you're guarding. So as soon as he gets near the screen, you need to jump to his outside shoulder or outside hip so you can come around the screen like that, which means you'll be chasing your man around the screen. So he'll have an opportunity to curl to the basket. However, that's when this big guy comes in. So if he tries to curl all the way to the basket, your job is to bump him. So you just got to step up and bump him just for a second to let your man catch up, and then you're back to your guy. But then that opens up an opportunity for that slip. So how do we stop the slip? Well, ball pressure. So he can't make a great pass if the pressure's on the ball. So it all ties in together. All of these things tie in together. And at the same time, you got weak side help over here. They don't have to hug their guys on the opposite side. So let's see what we get out of this screen. So he hits them pretty well. And I'll tell you right now, that's two. If they give him looks like that, and I know it's not a wide open, just easy shot, but if he gets looks like that all night, it's going to be rough. He's going to have an amazing game because he works on stuff like that. I can tell by the way he got his footwork, and this is tough to do. Like a lot of players, you go in the gym and you train and train and train at 80% speed, at 70% speed. He's coming around full speed, and watch how he does a great job of getting his feet set. He's going to get his left foot planted, and then he's going to get his right foot planted, and then he's going to elevate. He's going to get his shoulders square, and he's going to have a good look at a shot. So it's not a good look for everybody, but this is a good look for him. So he didn't even get his right foot all the way around, but he knows his momentum is going to carry him around to square up with the basket. And again, that's a good shot for him. It's a really good shot for him. But it was off. So it's a game where you got to make shots. But I think he'll make, if he gets another look like that, I think he will make it. So here, so this is an interesting setup. So they have two guys basically in the same spot. And I'll tell you this. So the fact that those guys are on the court, they know something. They're not just out there in the wrong spot. This is by design. They want these guys over here. This guy is over here in the corner. We got the big guy up top. And because of the way they're aligned with poor spacing here, that means there's a lot of spacing right here. And so they're basically setting something up. They would love to have him stick to his man over here and open this lane up even more. But even if so, if they can get into here and make him step up, then they got a lob over the top for the big guy right here. So as you see the play develop, this is a pitch play. So a pitch play usually is basically a ball screen. So the big guy is going to dribble, and he did it just right. He's going to dribble right at the defender of the guy he's trying to hand it off to. So he's dribbling right at him, and then you make them make a choice. So if he goes under the screen, typically you'd end up shooting it. If he goes over the screen, then that'll get you all the way downhill against that defender. And if you can get into the paint right here, this guy steps up, it's a kick out, easiest shot in basketball. So, but what he ended up doing was, I thought he settled here. So right here, it's the beginning of the game. You haven't even scored yet. This is pretty much where the NBA three-point line would be at, maybe a little bit further back. But he's way out there. And so I wouldn't want that to be my first shot. Especially that's a shot you take after you've made 5 or 6 shots, which he hasn't. So tough shot. Maybe some of them will go in later on, but that's a tough shot. All right, guys, so that's it for this one. So we got a lot more stuff to break down, but for now, we're going to leave it right here.